Wonderful. Lovely to see you here live. And then, of course, everyone gets the recording. So today's theme was happy hips. And then with our check-in, it's really a bit of everything. Our whole body needs some care, plus our mind and emotions as well. Today we'll want a chair. If you don't have a chair like this, your desk chair, sofa will work, side of your bed, something like that. So I'm just going to slide my chair over there. And then we'll need a blanket or a towel. That works. What happened to my tennis? Oh, a tennis ball or your water bottle. Couple of yoga blocks. And then let's have a medium band. We also want a roller most likely. So let me get that out from the cupboard as well. Okay, let's begin standing and have our tennis ball close by. And then just to begin with, finding our breath, finding our body. So stepping left and right, bring your attention down into your feet. Yeah, a little bit of a rock. Soften your knees as you go. Oh, so often we're up here or even out here somewhere and we come down into our body. Nice. And then any old foot will do. We'll start to circle around, go nice and easy. This leg, make sure you're not locking in your knee ever. And then go the other way. Hmm. How does it feel in your hip, your knee, your ankle? Checking in with yourself. Good. Okay. And then let's stand down through that leg and go over to the other side. Opposite way. Hmm. And then standing down through that foot. And now start to shake your arms. I was talking to a lady the other day. She had come to the day retreat that I did. When was that? February. And we were shaking, and she was commenting on how hard it was for her to shake. So maybe you feel like that too. But it's a good thing for us to be able to do. So I've got my knees bent. I'm just starting by lifting and lowering my heels and let that movement start to go all the way. Like there's not a wrong way of shaking. Sort of getting a little loosey-goosey in your body. So maybe you've heard this, maybe you do this, but sometimes, like if we're angry or we just got not angry, if we've just got shocked or we're anxious, shaking it out can be really helpful. So this is like a good thing to kind of get comfortable with, shaking it out, shake it off, brush it off. You know, we say those things. But if you observe nature, nature shakes off. After a shock, they will shake it off. Like, let's say a deer was being chased by a mountain lion and luckily got away, they'll just sort of shake it off. And then they go back to eating their grass and, living life normally. So wouldn't it be great if we could just shake it off? All right, and now stand. How do you feel? Ooh, I feel like lots of lovely energy flowing through my body. Okay, let's take some deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. You can add a little bend in your knee, a swing. Good, let's do a few more. And then coming to stand into a Samasthiti. Samasthiti means even standing pose. So left, right, front, back. How do you feel? I'm just really enjoying feeling a little bit more alive in my body, freer in joints, muscle flowing through, or blood flowing through muscles. Getting my words all upside down. Great. Okay, so let's get our tennis ball and start to massage our feet because they're our foundation. So you've probably heard me say this 100 times before, but it's really important to take care of our feet. We've got so many little bones in our feet, many muscles, and we want our feet to be really kind of active. We want our arches to have a spring to them because they're our shock absorbers. We want to feel that we can move our toes independently to help us balance and walk. Okay, and then let's bring that ball underneath the ball of the foot. We'll just lean in. Ooh, that feels tight. And then back off and like that. Keep going. Leaning in and backing off. Before we hit record, some of us were saying that we're being kind of a little low energy with colds and what have you that are hanging around. So honoring your energy, please, and going slower and doing less if needed, or maybe because you've been feeling lethargic, maybe you're feeling better, just sort of adding a little extra to your practice and lifting that energy. So just seeing what feels right for you. Always honoring that and being versatile. Okay, let's go a little left and right now. Doesn't that feel amazing? We're getting close to sandal season, although maybe Robin, you've been in sandal season for a while in Palm Springs. So looking after our feet for those open-toed shoes. Okay, now let's bring the ball behind the big toe joint, leaning in, getting that bunion spot. Ah, always feels a little sensitive to do this. And then backing off, rolling forwards and back again. And then let's bring the ball under our heel. Place your big toe down. Remember, this is that one where you slide your heel in and you spread your big toe away from your other toes and then back off. And then again, slide in, just a little stretch and relief. And let's go 2 and 1. Lovely. Okay. Over to the other side. Oops. Rolling forwards and back, putting the pressure there that feels right for you. Maybe hum and sing or something as well. And then let's get that ball underneath the ball of our foot. Like last time, lean in, big fascia stretch across the top of your foot, and then backing off and like that. Let's keep going. So you could do this every day if you wished. And now let's put a little bit of pressure and we're doing the windscreen wiping left and right. Mm. And then let's roll forwards and back again. We're going to get the bunion spot. So we're going just behind the big toe joint, leaning in, getting a nice amount of relief there. And then backing off and forwards and back. Then let's bring the ball underneath our heel. Like last time, we're plugging our big toe down. We're sliding our heel inwards to spread our big toe away from the others and backing off. And let's go 2 and 1 more. Lovely. And then release, and you can just kick your ball away. Now, let's lift up all 10 toes, spread them wide like rays of sunshine, and then bring them down. Lift up and down like that. Right. If you wanted to sort of help you with your balance for this next one, you can bring your roller in front of you like that and hold it. You could also have a hand on a wall. So let's step with our feet at hips width, hips back over our heels. So if we tend to stand like this, hips forwards, we get very grippy in our toes. Also a lot of compression in our lower back and knees. So if we come back, everything starts to smile a little bit. We're going to step back with our left foot, and we're on a railroad track, roller if you wish or not. And then we're going to lift up through our left heel, stretch our toes, and then lunge down, stretch the back of our foot. And like that, keep going. Soft gaze forwards, mindful of your breathing. When you come up, push down through your right heel. So we're being grounded as we lift up. Grounded as we lift up. So pushing down through your right heel as you come up. Opening up all our joints in our lower limbs. And one more. And then we will step forwards and swap over the other way. So again, we're on a railroad track, meaning we're not on a tightrope. Lifting and lowering. Lift up your back heel nice and high so you get a toe stretch. And one more. And then let's step forward. Great. Now what we'll do is bring that blanket or your towel halfway down your mat. So I'm going to fold mine over. That means the height of the blanket or towel is about to your middle knuckle, about that much. I'm also just going to grab a tissue. Bear with me a moment. And then we're following on with our toe stretches. So I love this one. Let's do right foot. You're just bringing your toes up the edge of the blanket and having the ball of the foot down. Toes are up the edge of the blanket, ball of the foot is on the floor. And it's super subtle, this one. And you're coming into a balance again. So we're going to step our left foot forwards, bit more of a stretch for your right toes. So again, if our posture is that tightrope, we bring our hips forwards, our toes get really grippy, and then our toes start to look a little bit like little claws. And they're overworking and tense. So we want to discourage that. If this feels deep and plenty, stay with it. If you want more, lift your right heel up. So you're getting a double stretch through your right toes because your toes are up on the blanket and you're lifting your heel. Good. Maybe you're feeling a stretch through the front of your right hip as well. Ooh, don't fall over. And then we're going to bring our right heel down, lift our left heel up, and we're going to push back to standing, and then stand on the floor and notice how amazing your right foot feels. So again, if our feet are not mobile and strong, then it's going to start to create compression in our hips. So we are doing hip work here. Left toes up your blanket, ball of your foot down, very subtle stretch. So of course, we're going in stages. That means you can pause at any stage that feels right for you. Hands on hips, and then right foot stepping forwards. Breathing here. Again, we're on that railroad track, easier for balance. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, switch these on, like draw in, and that will help you stay steady. Then lifting up through your back heel for that double toe stretch. Imagine that you can breathe down into your left toes. Great. Now bring your left heel down, lift your right heel up, and that's where you push back and step back. Very nice. How do your feet feel? Pretty awesome, right? And so it's important that we can step back as much as we can step forwards and step sideways. That's all part of agility and helps prevent us from falling. I'm going to use the back of this chair now for the next ones. If you don't happen to have a chair like this, you can have your hands on the wall. We're going to bring our hands onto the back of the chair or hands at hips height on your wall, and then we'll walk back into a right angle position. Oh my gosh, doesn't that feel amazing? You could have a little bend in your knees here. Keep your ears up in line with your upper arms. Encourage a deep crease at the front of your hips. Loads of length through your spine. Feel how your hips might be opening. Getting a nice stretch between your shoulder blades, side of your body. Have a micro bend in your knees, and now start to just very subtly sway your hips slowly left and right. And what do you feel here? So maybe it's through the armpit area that's stretching. Maybe it's through your hips. All that good stuff. And now come to center. As you inhale, walk forwards to standing. Oh, beautiful. Now let's step back, and it might take a little bit of working out for this one. That's just sort of how it goes. You want your hips, your feet at hips width, and your feet about a foot away from your chair or your wall. Now, if you're on a wall, your hands are probably going to come up here. We're going to step our left foot back, keeping our right foot forwards and tucking our right hip back. So now we start to feel a stretch in our outer right hip here. That's it. Again, making micro adjustments as needed. Chester has just broken into the room, so he wants to join yoga as well. And then walking forwards, come up to standing. Now you've worked out your foot position. Let's have left foot forwards, right foot back. Yep. And then if you're using a chair, you can also have your forearms on the chair and tuck your left hip back. So for me, it's really getting into that outside edge of the hip area, hamstring as well, and breathing deeply. You can't be in here. No, you gotta go out. And then as you inhale, walk forwards to standing. Very nice. While we've got our hands here, let's take advantage of it. So your hands can be on the wall, on your chair. We're going to try not to push our hips forwards. We're lifting up through our heels, lowering down through our heels, lifting our toes. Lifting up through our heels, down through our heels, lifting our toes. Now try it with hands on your hips. Try not to slide your hips forwards. You're coming up, balancing, all the way down, lift and spread all 10 toes. Keep going. Stand up really tall and proud. If it's helpful, imagine you've got a full cup of tea on the crown of your head and you don't want to spill that tea. Excellent. Very nice. And then one more of those. Great. Good. So again, when you're practicing that at home, as much as possible, try not to rock your hips forwards and back. We're going to use this chair to do a figure 4 stretch. So sitting on your chair or the edge of your bed or your sofa, whatever works for you. And then first of all, we'll do a forward fold just to get that hinge in the hips. You could come to this position, especially if you don't want to be lowering your head lower than your heart. So that would be for high blood pressure, for example. Also, sometimes if you have vertigo, you want to stay here as well, or whatever feels comfortable for you. If you're good with it, come further forwards into the fold, just getting that nice deep crease in your hips, relief in your lower back. And then a check-in with how you're breathing, making sure you're breathing smoothly and deeply. So it's kind of nice. You can feel how your rib cage expands and contracts by the pressure that you have on your thighs if you're there. One more deep breath here. And plug your sit bones down into the chair, hands onto shins, and walk on up to a seat. Let's cross our right ankle over our left thigh, and I'm going to have a flex in my foot. Foot is flexing towards shin. That just kind of wakes up these shin muscles, keeps this knee nice and steady, okay? We don't want to feel like we're stressing our knee. We want to feel like we're stretching our hips. So maybe right here, you're like, goodness me, this is a deep stretch. Fantastic. Imagine you can exhale down into this hip. Notice if you started to do a little bit of this. If you have hands on your shin, pull your heart upright and shoulders down your back. Okay, good. Let's say you want something a little deeper. Elbow on your thigh, not your knee joint, leaning forward. So that's moving the thigh down. Good. And Robin, I'm thinking of you right now with your knees. So I know you will be being careful, just really mindful that you're feeling it in your hip, not your knee. Everybody's body's a little different. Maybe here is absolutely plenty, but if you wanted to go a little deeper, you could slide your hands through your legs and clasp your hands around the front of your left shin. And we're still mindfully breathing into right hip. Let's take about 3 more breaths here, but of course, if you've already stretched enough, then slowly coming up. To come up, let's exhale, plug our sit bones down and inhale, come up. and then place our foot on the floor. And let's just take a moment to feel the big difference between left and right leg. Ready when you are, crossing left leg over. Remember, foot is flexing to the shin. We didn't do this last time, but you could do a little bit of a sit bone walk left and right, seeing how that feels. Yep. And sitting evenly, sitting tall. If you bring your pelvis to upright, you're going to get that deeper stretch. So again, if you're rounding back, you're sort of backing away from the hip therapy. Feel free to stay here or left elbow on lower thigh, not the knee joint. Conscious deep breathing. Imagine you can exhale into what feels tight or tense, inviting softness. And then like last time, if it's right for you, threading through and hinging forwards a little deeper. And then we'll exhale, root our sit bones down and inhale, come on up. Feet to the floor. And then you can use your hands on your thighs as a push, and we're going to push down through our heels and come up to standing. Great. We're going to come back to more of that later. So now hands are going to be on the back of the chair again, or you can again have your hands at hips height on a wall and walk back. So if your hands on chair, you're going to be this position with heels underneath your hips. If you're doing hands on a wall, you will be more in a right angle position. Now let's just do a little micro bend in our knees, meaning that we're not pushing our kneecaps back. Slide your right leg back so that your toes are tapping the floor behind you. Then we're going to lift our right leg by engaging our right glutes. Lift up without doing a back bend and inhale, lower down. Exhale, engage right glutes, lift your leg without back bending and inhale down. Exhale, squeeze your right buttock muscles on. Inhale, lower. 2 more. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, bring your feet to parallel. Push back through your heels. Let's just stand up for a moment. Nice work. Seeing as your feet are in the perfect position, hinge forwards from there. That's it. So again, we're focusing on glutes. Left toes go back to tap. Make sure you're not pushing your right kneecap back. So your muscles all the way around your right leg or arm. Squeeze your left glutes on to lift your left leg and lower down. Squeeze to lift and lower down. 3, squeeze, lift and lower. Squeeze, lift and lower. Squeeze, lift and bring your feet to parallel. Push back to your heels and come up to standing. Fantastic. Now we're going to sit on this chair and then we can move the chair out of the way. So I just did a little mini video of this before we began practice. What we want in an ideal scenario is to be able to stand out of this chair hands-free. So let's bring our heels almost underneath our knees. That's it. Feet are at parallel. So do you see how my heels are slightly behind my knees? And that gives me the chance to like push down to lift up. So can you do a pretend stand up where you push down through your heels and squeeze your glutes on? And then relax that. Can you see how I'm lifting up, push down through heels, switch glutes on, that's it, Robin. And then come down. Push. Yes, Cecile. Are you ready to stand up? You can bring your hands forwards if it's helpful. You can lean forwards, push through your heels, come up, and then lower down. Good. Push through your heels, come up, and lower down. If you want to make it harder, imagine this seat's red hot, summer metal heat on the seat, and then you go, ooh, and then stand back up. Ooh, and stand back up. Have you ever done that on a park bench in the summer? You've got your shorts on, it's metal, and you burn the top of your leg. Great. Keep squatting while I adjust my camera. Go nice and slow, feeling that you're in control. Pushing through your heels the whole time because that switches your glutes on. Excellent, really nice. And then we'll do 2 and 1. Excellent. So we want to be always able to do that ideal scenario. So kind of nice. Every morning you can practice that when you're drinking your coffee. Next one is the band where we do our side walking. Before we put our band on, I want us to practice being a metronome. Tick-tocking. So this is what I look like sideways on. I've got my hips over my heels, glutes on, tick-tocking. So my knees aren't bending for this one, neither are my hips. And then see if you can kind of pause over on one side. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Swap over. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. Beginning at one end of your mat, pop your strap around your ankles. Now I've got a medium density band here. If you have a really dense one, you can bring the band above your knees and that will take the intensity out of it. It might make it more manageable. So same thing like the metronome, no hinging at knees or hips. We're going to lean a little bit, press out, step down, slowly in. Yep. The slower you go, the more you are building muscle strength. And smiling helps, I find. Nice, love how slow everyone's going. When you've made it to the other end of your mat, then keep going. The wall was in my way there. Hopefully you're really feeling it here. Excellent. Great. Then we'll just turn and face the other end of our mat. And we have our feet at hips width and we're sort of in the center. So that means that we're going to step out wide to the edges of the mat using these muscles here. So again, careful that you're not locking your knees. I'm going to step forwards and out to the right edge of my mat, feeling these muscles forwards and out to the left side and keep going like that. So it's a little minor kind of D shape that you draw with your foot. Then once you've got to the edge of that mat, you're going to walk backwards, doing the same thing. This is building those muscles around the top of our thigh bone, which helps to keep the neck of the thigh bone strong. Okay, and then release, and we'll just heel, toe in, and kick that strap off, and hopefully you sort of really feel that these muscles have worked. We're coming into a triangle pose, so let's step wide with our mat, or on our mat. Take your arms out wide and have your heels almost underneath your wrists as a starting point. That's it. Then hands back to your hips. I'm doing a mirror image. Left heel slides out an inch. Look what happens to my hips. Right toes lift up. We turn our foot out. And just lift your right heel up a little bit so it can come with you in that rotation. Then your leg muscles hug up your bones and slide on over. So hand is either above or below your knee. Reaching up for your left hand. And you really anchor down into the floor. Reach through your crown so your neck is nice and long. Breathe smoothly, deeply. Good. And then we'll root down through our left heel and inhale, come up. And exhale, feet to parallel. Lifting up right heel, spin out. Lifting up the ball of the left foot, spin out. Lift up your left heel to help that rotation be more complete. And then muscles hug your bones and slide down your leg to the place of a therapeutic stretch. Right shoulder presses back, right arm reaches up. It's like your right hand slightly pulling you out of the pose. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, feel grounded, root down through your right heel, come on up, feet parallel, and then we'll heel toe our legs in. Fantastic. Let's get ourselves set up to be down on the floor. So that'll take me a moment. We're going to come on to our roller like we often begin. And what you could do today is grab your band again and put it around your legs above your knees. And we'll just take our time to get there, no rush. So you've got your bum at one end, head at the other. Band is around your knees. And so we're not really stretching that band, but we're just gently pressing out into it. You want to feel that your arches are lifting on your feet and your big toes are grounded. Let's start with those subtle movements of inhaling, arching your lower back, and then exhaling, tucking your tailbone, feeling your strong glutes come on, and keep going. So with this band, make sure that your heels are under your knees, and that might be a slightly wider stance than when we have the block or the ball between our knees. And then tuck your tailbone, hold that just for a moment. And now press your sacrum down into the roller, undoing the tuck. Press your rib cage down, press the back of your head down. And now let's inhale, swoop our arms up, finding that longer, deeper breath. And exhale, come wide and down. Keep going. Think of this as a pranayama practice, expansion of your breath, expansion of your life force. Notice if using the band feels different with regards to your steadiness on the roller. You might feel a little more wobbly. So can you refine your postural muscles to get steady and grounded? Meet me with your arms up towards the ceiling and palms touch. Then we're inhaling, arms out wide. We're continuing our pranayama practice and exhaling, palms together. Have your exhale a little longer than your inhale. And let's go one more with these. And meet me with your arms up to the ceiling and your hands are at shoulders width. So wrists are stacked over your armpits. Keep your head grounded, ribs grounded, and reach up to the ceiling 2 more inches. Now opposite action, squeeze the roller with your shoulder blade. Reach up, palms face forwards, shoulder blades, squeeze your roller. Reach up, palms face out, shoulder blades, squeeze your roller. Reach up, palms face your face, shoulder blades, squeeze the roller. Reach up, palms face each other, and now circular action. Think shoulders down your back, massaging the muscles between your shoulder blades and your spine. Doesn't that feel amazing? And then bring your hands forwards to the floor, shoulders are down your back, lift all 10 toes. And then rest them down nice and light. Be broad and grounded through your heels, ball of your foot, arches are lifting. Engage your glutes and use them to push your pelvis up to the ceiling and bridge up. Inhale here, tailbones reaching through your knees. And then exhale, come slowly down, one vertebra at a time. Take it, inhale for nothing, relaxing. Exhale, engage and lift up. Take a deep breath in. And exhaling, coming down 1 inch at a time, lengthening and massaging your spinal muscles. Big inhale for nothing. And then exhale, engage and lift up. Deep breath in. And exhaling to come down. Once you're down, check that you're nice and aligned and then reach your arms up to the ceiling. We'll just do a little bit of balancing forward. Rib cage anchors down, navel down. Exhale, right arm to your side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left arm to your side. Inhale, come up. Keep going nice and slow. So with these ones, your hands never touch the floor. They only lower down to armpit height. Let's pause with both arms reaching up and now wiggle our legs together. Isn't that nice? We've got a band on. We didn't have to take anything out of the way. Squeeze your inner back thighs together, glutes on. Take a moment to get steady. And then exhale, reach out. And inhale, come up. Left side, exhale, reach out. And inhale, come up. Keep going nice and slowly. And then finish off with left arm to your side. Reaching up. And then arms wide, legs wider so you can press out into the band now and slide left and right, massaging your back. And then let's come off the roller and hug our legs in towards us. So having the roller at your left side, wiggle your band off, hug your right leg in, left leg reaches forward. Right arm to your side, palm is up. And it's like we've been doing, we're gently easing ourselves into the twist, maybe 3 rocks to get there. So left hand guides your right leg over 1/3 of the way and come back 2/3 of the way and come back, maybe all the way in or stay rocking. And then lift up through your rib cage, turning. Both arms can reach out if you like, palms faced up. Imagine that your inhales are so big and expansive that they reach the tips of your fingers. And there's no rush with your breath. Feel how this breathing pattern helps to open up your chest, release tension in your thoracic spine. Maybe a nice stretch for your right hip. Maybe you're feeling really open here. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, strong abdominal muscles, bring yourself out of the twist. Feet on the floor in line with the center of your mat. Lift your hips up, slide them left so you're centered on your mat through your torso. And lift your roller over to the other side. Okay, hugging our left leg in, right leg reaches forward. Left arm out, palm up. And then again, we're doing that rocking. So the nice thing about taking 3 times, 3 rocks or more, is that you get to really listen to what your body's ready for. And honoring that, and when you feel ready, and if you feel ready, coming into the twist, letting the roller support you, lift your chest up, turning a little left. Breathing into your sensations. And let's take one more deep breath here. Use your abdominal strength on your exhale to come out of the twist. And like last time, feet centered on your mat, hips lift up, go a little right so that you're nice and aligned down the center of your mat. Let's bring the roller in front of our bottom, behind our heels, and then we'll have soles of the feet together, knees out wide for Baddha Konasana. If you wish, if your neck would feel happier with it, bring your blanket underneath your head. Then let's bring our hands onto our tummy, left hand stacked on top of right. Keep that stack as you inhale, reach up, back of your hands touch the floor. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down to your tummy. Change the stack of your hands and inhale, reach up and over to a comfortable place. And exhaling, coming down. Change the stack of your hands. Inhale, reach up and over. And exhaling, coming forwards and down. Changing the stack of your hands. Inhale. And this time we'll stay there and split our hands away from each other a little bit. So the tips of our index fingers touch, tips of our thumbs touch, and our arms are in a diamond position. If for any reason this feels too much for you, come back to a cactus position or maybe arms out wide. All versions, palms face the ceiling. You can close your eyes now. Let there be a soft feeling in your tummy so that when you inhale, your tummy fills and deflates as you exhale. Inflating, deflating. Now you can slide your hands down by your side to a comfortable position. Use a foot to slide the roller forwards behind your knees and heels are reaching to the front corners of your mat. And we're in Shavasana. Letting a soft feeling flow through your body. Muscles are relaxing away from your bones. And this softness seep into the core of your being. Especially if you notice that you tend to be hard on yourself. You deserve some softness. And as you rest here, you might bring to mind ways in which you can be soft with yourself, in a deep sense of caring for yourself. What is one thing that you could do today that would demonstrate deep caring for yourself? An example from yesterday for me is that I was meant to be meeting a friend for dinner, but I was feeling under the weather and I could have gone, but I knew that I'd be really pushing myself to do that. So instead, I just shared that I was under the weather and that I ought to stay home. So not only am I taking care of myself, but I'm taking care of my friend and not risking passing on what I might have. And once we've set our intention, let's begin to wiggle our toes and fingers. Maybe turn your feet in circles, turn your hands in circles. And then use your core to pull a leg in for a hug. Then your other leg. A little rocking left and right might feel good. And then let's slowly come around to a seat. Grab a blanket to sit on. So in these moments, I like to just sort of bring to heart and mind our community, me and you, taking a little bow to that appreciation. Bring our thumbs to our third eye. And with deep respect, namaste. Hey, lovely people, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to take this off record so that we can say bye and all that good stuff. Thank you for joining me for a more personalized experience. Hop onto my website to see what's on offer and to contribute to the production of these videos, see the link below.